Here we are starting question illustration 1 of page number 24, partnership final account. Here we have Daya and Kasam are partner sharing profit and loss in the ratio of 1:1. We have trial balance and adjustment. Trial balance have one effect and adjustment have two effect. All the trial balance entry we have to post into respective trading P&L assets and liability. And adjustment we have two effect. Here we can see, first of all, in partnership final account, in every question there should be a ratio. In the top of the line we can see the ratio 1:1. We have a two partner, Daya or Kasma. This ratio is useful for distribution of net profit what we get in profit and loss account. In this trial balance, first of all, you have to identify the entries for the respective account. So over here we had written TAPL, that means T for trading, A for assets, P for P&L, L for liability. Now over here some tick mark is there. This tick mark is for adjustment purpose. That means we have to adjust the respective entries which is given below the adjustment. Now after writing all the account name, we are going to post this entry into the respective account. First of all, after posting all the entries, we have to see the adjustment part. The adjustment, in this adjustment, some adjustment is there in trial balance itself. If there is an adjustment in trial balance, it is called as hidden adjustment, which is marked with the green arrow. Green arrow means there is a hidden adjustment, and red arrow is the adjustment given in the adjustment part. So we will discuss with the adjustment number 1 first, that is your closing stock. Closing stock we always write in the trading account credit side, a first effect, and the second effect we write always on the asset side, closing stock. So we will have two effects for this. The second adjustment is depreciate building and machinery 5% and 3% respectively. Building we have to depreciate by 5% and machinery we have to depreciate by the 3%. So first effect we have to pass in the asset side. Asset side you can see building we have deducted depreciation 5%. And after that machinery we had deducted depreciation 3%. The 5% of 75,000 comes to 3750, and in machinery the 3% is of 1,14,800. The 3% comes to 3,444. So after deducting we have to write the amount in the outer column. Now this is an adjustment, so we have to pass the second effect also for this depreciation of building as well as machinery. So we can see the second effect in the profit and loss account debit side. To depreciation on building machinery, we had written the amount in inner column 3750 and 3444. The total value of depreciation comes to 7194. So we have the first effect in asset side and second effect in profit and loss account debit side. The third adjustment is bill receivable include dishonor bill of 3,000. First of all, bill receivable means it's related with the sundry debtor. We had received the bill from debtor earlier. Now dishonor means that he is not going to pay the amount because of the because debtor is a customer to whom we sold goods on credit. So he had to pay back the amount. But he is not paying the amount, that is called dishonor of the bill. So what we have to do with the design of the bill? The first effect, both the effect will appear in assets only. First, we have to deduct from bill receivable. So below bill receivable, you have to write less bill receivable dishonor 3,000. Outer column comes to 25,000. And the second effect itself appear in asset sides below the sundry debtor. Now we have to add this amount in the debtor because he has not paid his loan amount, a debt amount. So we have to increase his debt amount, that we have to going to receive this 3,000 more from the debtor. So we have to add 1,32,500, 3,000. The total comes to 1,35,500. The first effect and second effect both will appear in assets only. Now we will have the fourth adjustment, that is goods worth rupees 1,000 taken by Daya for personal use was not entered in the books of account. So over here goods is going out from the company. So always we have adjustment for goods. It will always appear in trading account credit side, and it is withdrawn by the Daya. Daya is the owner, that is your capital. So we have to show the first effect on trading account credit side by goods taken over by Daya for personal use. Directly we have to write in the outer column 1,000. And the second effect we can see in the liability side below the capital of Daya. It is written as less goods withdrawn by him is 1,000. We have to write this 1,000 in the inner column in liability side. It will decrease his capital. So first effect trading account credit, and second effect balance sheet liability side, we have to deduct from his capital. Now we have the fifth adjustment. But before passing the fifth adjustment, we always have to pass the sixth adjustment. The sixth adjustment is goods of rupees 6,000 were sold, but no entry was made in the books of account. Why we are passing this sixth entry first? Because it's both fifth and sixth both related with the debtor only. So debtor, if we are providing that new bad debt and new RDD, this is a provision, this is an additional expense. So additional expense always appear after all the goods adjustment. So first we are going to pass the sixth adjustment. The sixth adjustment is unrecorded sales. In accounting term, we say that it is unrecorded sales. That means we had sold the goods to the debtor, but we forget to write in our book of account. So as we had not written this entry, we have to add this entry. So first of all, we had sales this good to the debtor. So in the first effect appear in trading account credit side below the sales. You can see below the sales add unrecorded sales 6,000. So we have to add in our sales because we had sold the goods to the debtor and we forgot to write this. So no sales entry is there. So we have to show as a sales. So we have to add in the sales. Now second effect we can see in the balance sheet asset side below the debtor. After that bill dishonor, again it is written as add unrecorded sales 6,000. So debtor credit will increase because we had sold these goods to debtor and we had not shown his account. So we have to increase his account by 6,000. So first effect is add to sales trading account credit side, and second effect add to sundry debtor balance sheet asset side. After this we have to pass the fifth adjustment. And fifth adjustment, there is a two adjustment. One is write off 1,800 as a bad debt and maintain at 5% RDD on debtor. So always we pass bad debt first, then we will provide RDD. Bad debt is of 1,800. This bad debt is additional bad debt, extra bad debt after the calculation of all the bad debt. So it is called as new bad debt. We can see this bad debt in trial balance also on debit side. It is given as bad debt as 1,000. So that 1,000 bad debt in trial balance is your old bad debt, and this bad debt is called as a new bad debt. Now this 1800 first we have to deduct from the debtor. So in balance sheet asset side we will show as less new bad debt 1800, and this 1800, the second effect we can see in profit and loss account debit side. First we have to write on the profit and loss debit side, first we have to write down old bad debt, that is in your trial balance 1000. Then below this we have to add new bad debt 1800 because it is an additional loss. So loss will have to add and show. Again now in debtor, after calculating all the bill dishonor, unrecorded sales, bad debt, now the net income we are getting from the debtor is 1,39,700. Now this is my net income. So now company can provide a reserve for doubtful debt for the next year, coming year. So reserve for doubtful debt, that is a new RDD, always calculate on the balance amount, that is 1,39,700. So children always remember that new RDD is always calculated after the new bad debt balance. Okay. So this amount 6985 is calculated on 1,39,700. After deducting this new RDD, we have to show the amount in the outer column, that is 1,32,715. Again 6985 we had reduced from my net income, so we are going to consider this amount also as an expense for the current year. So this will the second effect for this will appear in P&L account debit side. Below that new bad debt we have to add new RDD. So old bad debt already we had incurred the expense. New bad debt after the year end we had additional loss, that is 1,800. Again we are removing some amount for the reserve for the next year. So this 6985 is also considered as an expense. So these three of them we have to add. So the total loss comes to 9785. Now below this we can see that less RDD, that is a old RDD. As we had make a reserve for the next year, so we had already put a reserve for the in the previous years also. So in previous year we had put some reserve, that is your old RDD. We can see this old RDD in your trial balance on credit side. It is 1,800. So this will reduce. This will decrease your current year expense. So this old RDD we have to deduct in P&L account with these three expense. So 9785 is my current year expense, and 1,800 old RDD is your previous year reserve for the current year expense. So it will decrease your current year expense. So always still remember we have to deduct this amount from the total of the bad debt. So after deducting, the amount comes to 7985. Now after passing all this entry, we can now we can see that there is a two hidden adjustment is there. One is in trial balance 10% investment 20,000 and advertisement paid for 9 months. First we will calculate 10% investment. Investment we are doing for our future benefit. So 10% indicate that we are going to receive an interest on this investment as a 10%. So in balance sheet we can see the last entry is shown as 10% investment, 20,000 in a column. Interest we are going to receive, that means it will increase my investment. So we have to add this interest accrued. This interest we had not yet received. It is going to be received in the future. That means the next year. So it is written as accrued interest, outstanding interest. We can say that. So in 10% investment 20,000, we have to add interest accrued 2,000. So total comes to 22,000. We have to show in the outer column. Now it's an adjustment. That means we have to pass the second effect. Now children, 2,000 is my income. So income always appear in profit and loss account credit side. So we can see the second effect in profit and loss account credit side by interest accrued on investment 2,000. So we had these two effects. First effect add to investment, and second effect P&L account credit side. Now the second adjustment, important adjustment, advertisement. Advertisement is paid for 9 months, that is 4,500. The financial year is considered of 12 months. It's a comprise of a 12 month. Always it starts from 1st April and ends on 31st of March. So we are preparing the final account for 12 months. So we have to show the expense for 12 months. We have to show the income for 12 months. Now here they are saying that they had paid 4,500 only for 9 months. So as an accountant, we have to rectify this. We have to show for 12 months. So we can say that 3 months is still unpaid. That is called outstanding. So first of all, we have to calculate the amount. Advertisement rupees 4,500 is for 9 months. We can see in the working note. 4,000. What we had done. First of all, we had convert this amount into per month. So 4,500 for 9 months. So if we divide 4,500 9 months, so we will get to 500. That is for per month. That is 500 for only for 1 month. And we had calculated the month. How much month is remaining now? 3 months. So therefore 500 is for 1 month. So for 3 months it comes to 1,500. So we will get the amount 1,500. So this 1,500 is your outstanding amount. So what we have to do this with this 1,500? First we have to go in the P&L account debit side. Below the advertisement we have to show as an add outstanding for 3 months 1,500. So total comes to 6,000. Now as an adjustment we have to pass the second effect also. So we can as 1,500 is not yet paid, so we have to pay in the future date, and future expense always appear in which side? Liability side. So we can see the second effect in your balance sheet, liability side, outstanding advertisement expense 1,500. So now we had completed all the trial balance entry, all the adjustment, all the hidden adjustment. So now we have to start closing the accounts. So first we will start with the trading account. So we have to take the total of credit as well as we have to take the total of debit. The total of debit and credit. So here we can see that credit total is heavier. So it's 3,30,500. So we have to write this amount on both the side, 3,30,500. So this 3,30,500 we have to deduct with the debit entry. There are 4 debit entry, 65,000, 1,44,000, 3,000, 9,000. So each with this 4 entry we have to deduct 3,30,500. So after deduction we will get the amount 1,09,500. This amount is called as gross profit carried down. Now carried down, this is in your trading account, gross profit carried down. So we have to pass this entry into profit and loss account. So always carried down is always appear in the opposite side of the next account. So below this we have a P&L account. So we can see this entry in P&L account credit side by gross profit brought down is 1,09,500. Now forget about the trading account. Now we have to going to close the P&L account. Again the same rule for closing. Take the total of debit, take the total of credit. Over here also we are getting the credit side is heavier. 1,09,500 plus 2,000 plus 1,800. The total comes to 1,13,300. Again the heavy total we have to write on the both the side. Then we will do the total of debit, 6,000 plus 1,200 plus 7,194 plus 7,984 plus 2,300. So we have to deduct this amount with 1,13,300. The balance is 88,621. So this is what we call as net profit. Net profit, for this net profit we always required a ratio. So in starting only I had show you the ratio is given on the top of the problem. It is 1:1 equal ratio. Equal ratio means 1:1. If ratio is not there in any problem, we have to assume that it is equal 1:1. So we had divided 88,621 into divided by 2. That is equal ratio. So we will get the amount as 44,311 and 44,310. as the last figure of the net profit is 1, so you will not get the exact round figure. So we have to adjust 1 rupees either in Daya or either in Kasma. So over here they are adjusted in Daya. They had given 1 rupees extra to Daya. So total comes to 44,311, and for Kasma it's 44,310. As this is a net profit carried on, so we have to transfer this net profit to your capital, respective capital. Daya net profit, we have to write below the Daya capital as add net profit 44,311. Then we have to deduct this 1000 also as a drawing. So net capital 1,60,000 plus net profit 44,311 less 1000, total comes to 2,03,311. We have to write it the outer column. Same way, Kasma net profit we have to transfer below the capital of Kasma. Kasma capital is 1,20,000. Below that we have to write add net profit 44,310. So total comes in the outer column is 1,64,310. After transferring this net profit, now we have to close our balance sheet. As balance sheet is a statement, it is not an account, so we won't find any tally amount, any balance amount over here. We will always find it will has to be a tally, both the side, asset side total as well as liability side total. So remember, it's one more thing. Outer column is an important column in the final account. So please total only the outer column. So after totaling the assets and liability, we have a common amount on both the side. It is 4,82,321. If we are getting both the amounts same on asset as well as liability, that means our sum is right and our sum is get tallied. So here, so today we had learned how to pass the entry, how to post the adjustment, and how to close the account. Okay, student. Thank you.